Good evening, darlings, and a very warm welcome to Thursday Night Live with me, Boaty. And over the next 58 minutes, I'm going to be coming indiscriminately into various of your orifices, with your kind permission, of course. And it is nothing less than a sheer orgasmic joy to be here, sharing this special time with you, lovely, wonderful top of the range punters. Now then, darlings, I hope you've had a good day. Uh, do let me know how your day has been. I'd love to know what you had for dinner. I always want to know what you had for dinner. And I thought the theme of this evening's chat, as well as all of the other things that will doubtless come up, um, Top Gear has been paused, hasn't it? So I thought we could have a little bit of a chat about Top Gear. Now, I see that High Peak Autos did a piece on it, and it was really, really poor. Really poor. He made so many mistakes. He talked about the original Top Gear presenters being Hammond, May, and Clarkson, missing the 10 years or 15 years or however long it was of Top Gear that went on before they came along. But yeah, I thought we could have a bit of a chat about that. And I'm going to do a wine tasting. I haven't done one of those for a while, have I? Now then. One of you lovely people very kindly bought me this, and I'm ashamed to say it was a while ago, and I can't remember. I mean, I remember the people who gave me one, of course, but I can't remember who gave me this particular one. It is a barefoot, gosh, a Californian Pinot Grigio. Gosh, there's the thing. So we're talking New World, darlings, a Californian Pinot Grigio, and it's too. The light is too dim for me to actually read any of the label. Let's do something very unusual. Put the lights on. I never put these lights on. I still can't read. It's 12% ABV. I can't see what year it is. Gold medal in the international. Well, let's try it, shall we? Anyway, whoever it was who did very kindly give me this bottle, thank you so very much. I really am most grateful. Right, let's give it a go. Oh, quite floral, quite a floral nose. Oh, that's different, but it's rather good actually. Yeah. Oh, yes, I'm getting the warm. It's gone down cold, and now I'm getting that is I'm learning that is a sign of a good wine. I'm getting the warms are going out in. I'm getting little warms spreading out from the. Oh, that's lovely. Oh well, a jolly good shout whoever bought this. Thank you very much indeed, and I shall very much enjoy working my way through this bottle. It is unusual. It is unusual. Now, I'm not expert enough to describe it properly. All I can tell you is that If I blind tasted this wine, I would never peg it as a Pinot Grigio. It tastes dry. It tastes French, actually. It tastes very French. It tastes like a good, dry French white. Very nice. It doesn't taste like a Californian wine, and it certainly doesn't taste particularly like a standard Pinot Grigio. And it's very refined. It's got a very smooth edge to it. It's very nice. I'll buy this again. Well, when I say I'll buy it again, I mean I'll drink it again. I'll be buying it for the first time because this was kindly gifted. Very pleasant. Well, that's a good start to proceedings. Excellent. Now then, who have I got? Which of you lovely people have joined our little community get-together tonight? Barry, hi everyone. It's Thanksgiving here. Indeed it is. So happy Thanksgiving to all of our American friends or American-based friends. And we have family over. Stay safe and best wishes to John. That's very kind, Barry. Jimmy Quinn is here, says good evening, Boaty and all. Cheeseburger is here. Happy Thanksgiving, Barry. Hope you enjoyed the turkey. And Cheeseburger goes on to say, I see hubby has had an accident. I've only been home 15 minutes, had a quick flick at YouTube. And that Daihatsu is a bit biffed, isn't it? Oh dear. Well, these things happen. Sophie is here. Hi, I hope everyone is well and has had a lovely day. And we hope the same for you, our lovely Sophie. Prosta Cinquecento says cheeseburger. I initially thought it might have been done by Carly Hubnut, maybe. Ooh, apparently not. Good evening, all, says Brad Books. Name me -1, says Boatworth the Fourth, and may the fourth be with you, name me. Or Mr. -1 to give you your... Neil is here, aka the Gibernatore, El Gibernatore, the lovely Neil. Hello all, how are we today? The fantastic Joe of Cars with JC, good evening all. The sublimely lovely Trisha Alderman also bids everyone a jolly good evening. Cheeseburger says they said it was a neighbour. Oh, I assume we're talking about hubby. I'm sure there will be a claim. Well, if they know who it is, no doubt there will be. Now then. Mark on Motoring. Mark on Motoring says, good evening, everyone. And we all say good evening to Mark of Mark on Motoring. But more than that, we say huge congratulations on passing your 1,000 subscriber milestone. And welcome, presumably. I presume you've got the watch hours. Well, so, and on that basis, welcome to the YouTube Partner Program. Very well deserved, and I'm sure it is just the start of massive things to come. If you've not seen Mark on Motoring's channel, I would very much advise you to have a look. He's got a good style. It's personable, but he does his research. He gives you plenty of pertinent facts and information. And he does it all very professionally. Not just in terms of his presenting style, but in terms of the equipment that he uses. Now, I've had the great joy of meeting Mark in person at Furious Driving Do. They're tricky chaps, words. At the Furious Driving Do at wherever it was, I don't know, somewhere in the north, too far away, really. Would have been better if it was a little bit closer. And if I'd chosen, well, never mind. I should have taken the hot sausage. Hot sausage roll would have helped. I can't remember where it was. Was it the Motorist? Sherbet in Elms, up that way somewhere. And I was drawn to him like a moth to a flame because he was carting about some rather professional looking equipment. And I was just wandering about with my elderly iPhone, and I felt like a complete imposter. I thought, there is a man who is doing what I would be doing, or should be doing, and would be doing if I was a more professional person, which I'm not. I'm just an idiot with an elderly iPhone and a reasonably quick line in bullshit. Oh, what's that? Don't worry, it's not a tooth falling out on this occasion. It's something a little bit gritty, washing around inside the old gob. So yeah, congratulations, Mark. I will raise my glass to you, and well done to the Mark on Motoring channel, and continued success from us all, I'm sure. Liquid lunch, says cheeseburger, and a couple of slices of toast. Right, fair enough. What have I had today? Oh, I had quite a nice lunch actually, something a little bit different. I had I had baby potatoes that I kind of boiled and steamed and then fried in the wok with a sheep kebab, some really rather good ham, and 3 fried eggs and some mustard. And it was rather splendid. I enjoyed it very much. Probably quite unhealthy, but sometimes you just have to have a bit of a treat, don't you? And of course, I had my standard slice of lavishly buttered toast for breakfast. Oh, yes. Didn't particularly want to get up to this morning, to be honest, and feeling a little bit tired tonight. Um, I think I was a little bit drunk last night, wasn't I? I haven't dared look back at the bloody live stream. I haven't dared. Mind you, you've all come back tonight, so it couldn't have been that bad. Or maybe it was that bad and you've come back tonight to see if I can embarrass myself even more. Who knows? And I must have been drunk last night because you know me. You know that I'm the best drunk cook since Keith Floyd. And I chickened out last night. I didn't cook. I had, well, I mean, I bunged some oven chips in. That doesn't count as cooking. And I made a ham sandwich. Uh, and yeah, had it with some oven chips and some pickled. It was bloody delicious, actually. A brilliant drunken meal. But yeah, I didn't actually cook last night, and that's unheard of for me. Sophie says, "Hello, Boaty. How are you? How's your day been?" And I had chicken pasty and chips. Oh, that sounds rather splendid. My day has been okay, mixed, I would say, mixed, but generally good. Cheeseburger says, Noel Edmonds and Angela Rippamore were the originals, along with Wally Woolard. Oh, what was his name? William Woolard. No, don't call him a Wally. I'm sure he was a splendid chap. Yes, they were the originals, weren't they? Isn't it interesting that right from the word go, they were operating with a trio of presenters? And of course, it should be noted that in the forthcoming Mustard and Boaty Do Lunch with Celebrities feature, we will indeed be having lunch. Indeed, there is a video that will be coming out possibly tomorrow night, if not on Saturday, which is going to be part 3 of the Lunching with Legends series. When I was paying a very quick visit to the Yard of Dreams on yesterday, was that yesterday? Thursday today. Yeah, it was yesterday, wasn't it? Gosh, how time doesn't fly. We did record 40, well, we had lunch in Roger Boaty, and we recorded, well, it's a Mustard and Boaty Do lunch, but it's also going to be part 3 of the Lunching with Legends, where we bring you up to speed. We are now up to 5 invitations. And we're going to invite Mark on Motoring. So consider yourself invited. So would you like to come and have lunch with us? So that will now be 6 invitations. And we've had so far 4 acceptances and 1 just totally ignoring us so far. Title nom, Boaty gets legless. Oh yeah, do throw your titles at me, won't you? It is your bounden duty to name this nonsense. Project Nigel, my dear friend Captain Mustard, the lovely hairy Paddington himself, one of the nicest men that you would ever come across, or possibly not come across him at all. You might just that might be a slightly unfortunate turn of, and let's not go there. I do remember saying that last night, by the way. So we'll steer away from that. There are a couple of interesting comments on that live stream. Somebody did say that they hoped that there wasn't going to be an upcoming feature called, I think it was Mustard and Boaty do bi-curious driving or something like that. Oh dear me. Anyway, good evening, Mustard. There is in Mustard and Boaty news, as well as Lunching with Legends, another car has been bought. I can't say too much. I've probably said too much already, but no doubt there will be a video at some point. It's not in the yard yet. It's been purchased. It's not in. I didn't have time to go with Mustard to look at it on Wednesday. That was the plan. But when I've got to go back to the restaurant, the days are just too short. I mean, what I should do is get my ass out of bed and be at the yard for 9 o'clock. But that's very, very difficult for me. And I know that's repetition of very, but we're not playing just a minute. So you can't take a point off me and you can't take over the subject. Although that would be fun. Imagine if we did a live stream that was a just a minute live stream and we had like 4, and we could all join in. And so if you repeated yourself, deviated from the subject, or what's the other one? Repetition, or hesitated, then somebody could buzz you in and they could just take over the live stream. And that would be brilliant. God, if only the technology existed, I'd do that in a heartbeat. I do love just a minute. But yes, a car has been bought, and I believe it's going to be picked up tomorrow. And again, I was supposed to be involved with that, but I've had some misfortune with Sheeson, and I could really do with not going to the yard tomorrow, especially as it's a Friday, it's early day to the restaurant. So I'm hoping that Senior Mustard will step into the breach and take the good captain to collect it. And it's another car that has been bought for the Mustard and Boaty do cars thing without 2 of the partners seeing it. But I have seen the advert for it, and I've had a testimonial from no lesser a source than Allegro Man himself. And looks really nice. I mean, I'd love to tell you what it is, but I don't want to spoil the surprise. Anyway, moving on. And Mustard said, hello, fellow Christmas lovers. And he's being ironic there. He's got his tongue as firmly in his cheek as his little winkle is as firmly not firmly in his jogging bottoms, because Mustard doesn't like Christmas. It's one of the other things that we've got in common. He is most definitely not a Christmas person. I had this debate at work with Sabana. I was being deliberately and willfully argumentative. And he was asking about the Christmas decorations. Now, I have said that there are no decorations going up in November. I even put a post out to our customers that I guarantee you that Kathmandu Gurkha Ripley will be a Christmas-free zone right up until the end of November at an absolute minimum. I said the council might put all of the lights up in the town. Sainsbury's might have their Christmas tree up. I don't care. We are Christmas-free until December at the very earliest. And then I had the chat with Sabana, and I said, I was being deliberately argumentative. He likes to debate. And I said, do you not think that we're being very hypocritical and mercenary by pretending to celebrate Christmas when you guys are all Hindi and I'm Pastafarian and we don't celebrate, none of us are Christians, and we don't celebrate Christmas, and yet we pretend to, in order to get money out of the customers. And he's sort of saying, well, no, it's not that. It's we're in the UK. The UK is predominantly a Christian country, although I'm not sure if it is anymore. I'm sure the last figures it had dipped below 50% of the population being stand-up Christians. And he said, it's about the respect. You're joining in the celebrations. I said, okay, but you don't see Weatherspoons putting candles out to celebrate Diwali. And it was quite an interesting debate, actually. He got quite enthused and angry with me, which is always fun. And before anybody says it, I know that Christmas isn't really a Christian festival either. I know they just nicked it. I know that it's a pagan festival in origin. And I know that the figure who was believed to be Christ, I know that he was born in the middle of summer, not on December the 25th. But there we are. That's by the by. And the interesting thing is that every religion, I mean, a lot of religion, as I see it, or as I understand it, or my interpretation of it, it's based on good, honest, down to earth common sense. And every religion seems to have a festival in the middle of winter. And it makes perfect sense. Everybody's miserable. The days are short, the nights are long, it's freezing cold, you're probably hungry. Back in the day, there was no guarantee that you were even going to survive the winter. So having a bit of a festival halfway through is a jolly good idea. It'll help you get through it. And if you look at all major religions, they all have something along that line, whether it's Diwali, whether it's Christmas. Obviously, my own church, we have a festival called Holiday, but I would, oh, there's that bit of grit again. Oh, I wish I could, broadcasting professional. Almost had it, lost it. Oh, is that it? No, it's gone. Yeah, I would argue that we've got the Midwinter Festival off to a T, because as I've told you before, our Midwinter Festival is simply called Holiday. And we begin celebrating Holiday, well, we don't know exactly when, but we think it's some point around early November. And we continue celebrating Holiday. Again, we don't know the exact date, but we're thinking it's until about February. And basically, during Holiday, we are encouraged by our church and by the elders to enjoy jolly good food, drink lots of alcohol, and have lots of the best sex that you possibly can, and to be nice to people, which, I can think of worse ways of going about things. Oh, Joe says, I bought you that bottle of wine. Thank you very much, Joe. As I drink their jammy red, and it's super nice. Well, this isn't too dusty either, Joe. Thank you very much. I'm delighted to know who actually gave it to me. Cheeseburger says they sell barefoot in 1.5 litre bottles for $10 in the States. I have some in the garage. Oh, right. Andrew is with us and says, evening, everyone. Enjoy it, mate, says Joe. Well deserved. Bless you. And Sophie says, the pink rosé one is lovely. And Mustard admits, okay, I hate Christmas. I knew that. Cheeseburger says, if I wanted to see a wine review, I would dig up Keith Floyd. He didn't used to do wine reviews. He was too busy pouring it down his neck. I love Floyd. And he was a bugger right up until the end. There's a documentary that you might be able to see somewhere on the internet, and I think it's called When Keith Met Keith. And Keith Allen managed to track down Keith Floyd in the latter stages of his existence on this good earth, tracked him down to France, where he was gone through yet another divorce. He was about to lose his home. His health was on its arse, quite honestly. And that was a program When Keith Met Keith, and Keith Floyd was absolutely outrageous, and Keith Allen it was lovely to see. Actually, he was a bit of a fanboy, and that's well worth watching if you can find it, and if you enjoy watching people called Keith on your televisual. I would recommend it. James Wilson is with us and says, "Good evening, everyone, and good evening to you." Mustard says, "Hello, seagulls." Joe agrees with Sophie that the barefoot rosé is lovely. Mark on Motoring says, "You certainly seem to know more about wine than me, Boaty. I rarely bother, but do like a glass as a palate cleanser between each bite of a meal." I know a little bit. I don't know a great deal. I need to know a little bit to flog it at work, don't I? Oh, that is very nice. There's only one truly great Christmas song I like, says James Wilson. And I'm not reading ahead. I'm just going to have a guess that it's something by one of the Beatles. Let's have a look. And that's Happy Christmas, War is Over, by none other than the legend John Lennon. I can't stand that Slade Christmas song. Lol. Carlos Fandango's Super Wide Wheels, a gentleman to whom I have particular reason to be grateful to at the moment, as I've mentioned, has got a message for us. And I will read it out for you now in its entirety. "I'm as drunk as a mofo. We'll be home in 20 and dialed in. Don't go soft until I get there." Well done, Mark, says Mustard. Oh, and John is here, the lovely John. "Hey, chat. Hey, Boaty." Hey, John. Marco Motoring says, "Thank you, Boaty. Yes, I'm now in the club. I've earned 2p so far." Well, you know what they say, Mark. The first 2p is the hardest. It'll soon be rolling in and you'll be earning, oh God, upwards of £10 a month like the rest of us. Cheeseburger has got an opinion on the John Lennon song, and he says, "I hate it. It's pretentious crap with Yoko wailing in the background. Best for me is Elton with Step Into Christmas. God, I hate that. Followed by The Darkness, Don't Let the Bells End." I quite like the Darkness one, I must admit. I have got, is this going to be a feature? Your favourite Christmas song? Because I have got a very, 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 very definite favourite Christmas song. It's one of my favourite songs of all time. And it's a Christmas song and it's my very favourite one. Does anybody want to guess what it is? Okay, let's have a competition. And another little competition for you to guess at, if you feel so inclined. I have only sung one Christmas song on stage. Have a guess what that one is. I've sung it, many times across many gigs, but I only ever did one Christmas song. Have a guess what it is. And have a guess what my favourite Christmas song, full stop, is. And I'll tell you before the end. Evening, John. Hope you're okay, mate, says Joe. Congratulations to Mark on Motoring on the 1,000 subs from Bad Books. Hi, John. Nice to have you here, says Cheeseburger. Mark says the fewest driving social was the motorist at Sherburn in Helmet. There you go. I knew it was something to do with helmets. Skick says the Pogues is the best Christmas song. Well, that's an opinion. Have a great wine stream tonight, everyone, says Andrew. I've got to go back to work. Ta-ta for now. Well, ta-ta to you. Have a good day. James says, John Lennon, Paul McCartney, Liam Gallagher, and Richard Ashcroft have the best Christmas songs, allegedly, in his opinion. Is it just the iPhone that's elderly? Asked Bad Books. Well, obviously, I'm elderly too. Cheeseburger says you were a complete and total embarrassment last night. So standard Wednesday night, really. You were fine. Thank you, Cheeseburger. John's just catching everybody up on his news and how he's feeling today. Still a bit angry about the bad news. Completely understandable. Got to stay calm as the family don't know too much and don't want to worry them. Yeah, completely understand that. And as I said last night, mate, you know, we're here. You can be yourself if you want to shout, be angry, cry, whatever. That's fine. We're here for you. James says Elton is mix and match. He's all right. His best song is I'm Still Standing and Goodbye Yellow Brick Road. His worst work is that Lockdown Sessions. I can't stand the album. They even ruin It's a Sin. Yeah, well, I haven't had the pleasure. I don't like Elton John particularly. Now, I love our friend Max, who is the world's leading Elton John tribute, but songs of Elton John that I quite like Daniel. And that's about it. Oh, and there was one duet. Oh, hang on, who's that from? Oh, right, okay. That was a ping, except it didn't ping, so I've got the volume turned down because I'm a consummate professional, don't you know? Right. Mustard says Mustard, Boaty, and Joseph Lloyd for the new Top Gear team. That's interesting. What an interesting trio that would be. Me, Mustard, and Joseph Lloyd. I can actually see that working. Bizarrely, it might sound unlikely, and Mustard might have been slightly tongue-in-cheek in suggesting it, but I can genuinely see that working. Because, you know, we'd be larking about, and Joseph would be the sensible one and kind of, you know, looking at us, rolling his eyes and raising his eyebrows. That would be a really good dynamic, actually. I mean, we'll see when we do the lunch, but I've spent enough time with Joseph now to know that he's got a very, very dry humor. And although he's a very proper sort of chap, he's not so straight-laced that he would be massively offended by Mustard and I. Well, indeed, he's not particularly offended by Mustard and I because, you know, he knows us and he chooses to be friends with us. I would love to see that. Me, Mustard, and Joseph Lloyd. I mean, if you can think of, if me and Mustard were going to be the new Top Gear team and we needed a third wheel, who would your suggestion be? Can you think of anybody better than Joseph Lloyd? Because immediately off the top of my head, I don't think I can. He would be the perfect foil for us. Because he would put the legwork in. He would actually give you the facts and the salient information. Mustard would be doing off on his flights of fancy stuff, and I'd be letting my mouth run. I genuinely think that would work well. But if you can think of a better third wheel or just a better trio full stop, then do give me your suggestion. Looking at you, Boaty, says Jimmy Quinn, Nigel Farage could be your brother. I'm not sure if that's an insult to me or Nigel Farage. Isn't Nigel Farage, he's in the jungle in the I'm a Celebrity thing, isn't he? With Tony Bellew. Got no idea who else is in there, but I know those two are. Bad Book says you were slightly rinsed last evening. unfortunately reminding us of the dimensions of your tinkle. I don't remember that. Did I? Oh, yeah, I do vaguely remember it, actually. Yes. Video title from Cheeseburger. How many sheds can Boaty bite? Ross is here. Dinosaur Dad. Good evening. Dear. Cheeseburger's asking John how to do. Oh, yes. MOT result with a question mark, asked Cheeseburger. And thanks for the message, Joe, by the way. Yes, today at 4 p.m., Melanie Mingebag went in for her MOT date with Destiny. And the result? It's a pass. There were some advisories, but we don't talk about advisories on this channel. And the emissions were a bit of a nightmare, which isn't surprising given that she's been heavily remapped. She's running a super duper sports exhaust and whatnot, but she's passed. The advisories were, I can't remember, a bit of crap on a brake disc or something. Can't remember the others. I think there were 3. Nothing desperate. No mention of rot or corrosion or anything like that, which is wonderful news on an MGTF. So current plan is, as long as Senior Mustard will step into the breach tomorrow in terms of taking his offspring to Allegro Man's, I think. I think our new car is at Allegro Man's. You're going to be excited by the new car. You really are. Especially you, Joe. Especially you. Oh, yeah. If you were thinking about buying another car, Joe, this is the one. Not instead of MJ, but as well as. You'll see why when you see it. The plan will be that on Monday, I will go to the yard as usual for the Monday day of dilettante dreams. I can't remember the last time I used the word dilettante. I rather enjoyed it. I will go in Barney and I will come back in the freshly MOT'd minge bag. And then obviously I've promised her some love. Heater knobs to start with, so I can actually control the bloody heat. If you've seen the Daily Diary video, you will understand what is involved when you drive a vehicle with a compromised knob. I won't tell you the dimensions again. So that is splendid news. The less splendid news is that I went to go to work in Sheeson tonight and catastrophically flat tire. And of course it was dark and it was wet and I've not had a chance to have a look at it. And I drove on it for, 30 or 40 yards before I knew what was happening. I mean, I normally do a visual check before I get in and drive any car, but it was dark. I mean, it was proper dark. And annoyingly, it's the offside front, which is one of the new tires. Although I say new, it's probably a year since I put them on, isn't it? But to me, that's like yesterday. That means it's a brand new tire. So I'm annoyed about that. I'm actually hoping that it is a catastrophic puncture and not ill doing by somebody annoyed by my cars. I don't think it is. So, I'm going to have to deal with that. And of course, Sheeson is my daily at the moment. But if I can keep hold of Barney over the weekend, then I can use Barney over the weekend until Monday. And then that will give me plenty of time to sort a tyre out for Sheeson. Although isn't it annoying when it's a nearly new tyre? I mean, I'll pump it up and see if I can see what the issue is. Maybe it's picked up a screw, and I've got some puncture screw fix repair thingies that work quite well. They're like plastic screws with glue or something on them, and you take the screw out and put that. Anyway, I'll have a look at it, see what the score is. Thing is, I'm going to have a busy couple of days coming up. I've got Sheets and Stigbutt having 4 new tyres put on him Saturday morning. So that means I've got to get Stigbutt in the right position tomorrow, get the wheels ready, so all them acts, it's going to be a bit convoluted. Wine burp, I do apologise. Anyway, Mark says, very kind of you to extend an invitation to lunch. I'll have to get back to you to arrange that, but sounds like fun. Excellent. Well, we'll call that an acceptance. And that means 5 out of 6 acceptances. Splendid. I'm kind of jumping the gun there a bit, because when part 3 of the Lunching with Legends video comes out, you'll see that we did talk about Mark. So anyway, there we are. Yes, I agree. Christmas shouldn't be mentioned until the 1st of December, says James. November is still autumn. It's mad how some put stuff up as early as October. I don't like the sea time either. It's turned into a monster now, says Prosta Cinquecento. Quite right. Atheism is strong now, says James. Yes, says Mustard. Where's the context? Adam is here, pure evil. Good evening, everyone. Hope you're all well. How kind. Mark says Christmas starts on Christmas Eve after I finish work, and some poor buggers will be busy working Christmas Day too. Yes, me. Busiest day of the year, Christmas Day. I don't hate Christmas, but I do think it can put a lot of pressure on people. I agree, Mark, says Neil. 100% pain in the ass. So for 3 months of the year, you're on holiday, I swear. Well, yeah, I mean, not on holiday as in away from work, but celebrating holiday. So, yeah. I mean, it's not difficult to celebrate. It just means you have to get drunk, have sex, and eat as well as you possibly can. So, you know, which is pretty much the way that I try to live my life anyway. So when you're a boaty, every day is like holiday day. Chinese chicken curry tonight, darlings. Oh, yes. And again, you'll see on part 3 of Lunching with Legends that we talk about Blot. I'd love to have lunch with Blot, but it'll never happen because he's got a full-time job. Oh, and we are getting suggestions for celebrities that we could have lunch with. And if you have any suggestions or any contacts, do please shout out. Do let us know. And we're now thinking about celebrities full stop, not just YouTube people or not just motoring YouTube people. We'll have lunch with anybody famous and we'll try and get them to pay. They put all the Christmas decks up on the 1st of November, says Neil. They haven't done the switch on yet. That's on the 1st of December. Oh, that's something. Emerson, Lake and Palmer, says Barry Scrotter. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Thank you, Ross. All I want for Christmas is my 2 front teeth. I think I used that as a live stream title, didn't I? Pretty sure I did. I've already used that one. Oh, that's very nice. Bat Out of Hell, Boaty, Christmas song. Not sure that's a Christmas song, Jimmy, although it's a pretty good rock. I know a lot of people who are into rock say that it's a nonsense, it's commercialized nonsense. I've got a really good live version of it, and I think it's quite good. Good old Meatloaf had a hell of a voice, didn't he? Favorite Christmas song? Oh, sorry, Jimmy. Were you guessing at my favorite Christmas song? It's not Bad Out Hell. Favorite Christmas song, says Cheeseburger. Cuntish Christmas by Cunt and the Gang. Look it up at your peril. Just checked. Keith Meets Keith is on YouTube. Thank you. I'd forgotten all about that. We'll watch later. That's from Bad Books. Oh, you're welcome. And if it is on YouTube, I'll watch it. I That is what I'm going to watch tonight while I'm making and eating my supper. I'm going to watch Keith with Keith, and maybe you should too. Oh, one health review. This is exciting. Might be filth. The song that Boaty performed on stage was an adaptation of a classic. All I Want for Christmas is Sex. No one, that one. It's an obvious one, the one I did. Oh, got it. Got the gritty little bit. Don't know what that's from. Yeah. Go on, I'll give the game away. The Christmas song I sang is a Christmas duet. So there you go. You'll all know. You will all know it. You should have hubby as a third presenter and let him loose in a Morgan three-wheeler like Flintoff, says Cheeseburger. God. See, that would, now, in my mind, that would be a disaster. That would be worse than, and I should add that the post Clarkson Top Gears, I've seen about 10 minutes of any of it. Chris Evans, Matt LeBlanc, Freddie Footsoff, whatever. Not for me. And that, oh God, that Paddy McGuinness. Oh dear. And I think me and Mustard with Hubnut would be a bigger disaster than that. I can't see that working at all. I could be wrong. Again, I should make clear, I have never met Ian. Well, I probably have way, way back when he was a journalist and I was a dealer. But I've never met him, in recent history. So I've got no idea what he's actually genuinely like in person. And maybe we would get on like a house on fire. Who knows? How many chooses to live in Wales? That's one thing in his favour. Andy chose Carly, or she chose him, and Carly is lovely. I like Carly. She's proper Welsh, with a filthy sense of humour. Maybe we should invite Carly to lunch. She'd get on great with me and Mustard. I genuinely think she would. James says, what's a famous musician you can't stand? For me, it's Michael Jackson. Oh, God, well, there's a long list of famous musicians I can't stand. Hello, England, says Stephen Esport. Hello to you. Neil says, so it's Old English White. Video title, Melanie's MOT has passed inspection. Oh, that's not a bad one. Oh, and Joe also says, so it's Old English White. Might be. Oh, a good title from Ben, and hello, Ben. Oh, and Carlos Fandango has made it home, drunk as he is. Ben's title is Testing Times for Melanie's Minge Bag. Let's screenshot that. James says, Joe, I'm sure there is a video of a Rover 216R3 on Project Nigel, and that was Old English White, so it might be that. Allegro Man had that. Yeah, it's not that one. Now then, me hearty, says Ben, how's that doing? He wouldn't do that, Russ. My friend next door wouldn't do that. Carlos says, Cheeseburger, agreed. Last night was horrible, but he cried. So come on, be nice. Oh dear. Bad Book says, Joseph would add an element of decorum. And Joseph likes hamming it up, as seen on his tweed jacket reviews. Yeah, he does. I'm very fond of those, I must admit. I love the faux James Bond openings. We could rip the piss out of him for that. We really could. And his jacket. I reckon that would work really well. I'm genuinely struggling to think of a better trio than me, Mustard, and Joseph. I think we'd take over the world. I mean, it'd be brilliant. Blot, says Stephen S. Ball. Oh, bless you, Ben. That's nice. Ah, Greg Lake, I believe in Father Christmas. Great song. Did Spitting Image ever do a Christmas song? Asks Barry Scrotter. God, right. I don't think they did a specific Christmas song, but now I might be wrong on this. This is old information in my alcohol-addled brain. I think they had a Christmas number one or a near. Oh, or am I getting mixed up? I know that the Bee Gees should have had a Christmas number one, and I think it was with "For Whom the Bell Tolls." I think, and it was kept off the number one spot by I think the Chicken song, "Spitting Image." Hold a chicken in the air, stick a deck chair up your nose. And all of, but that could be totally wrong. I know the last number one the Bee Gees had was "You Win Again," but "For Whom the Bell Tolls," which is a fantastic song and certainly deserved to be number one. I'm sure that was held off by Spitting Image, but I could be totally wrong then. I mean, my favourite Spitting Image song is one that you can't even talk about now because it's so hideously racist that you'd be locked up. I just thought it was hilarious. I still sing it to myself, and I can't even talk about it. But I will give you a line from it without the context, so it can't be seen as offensive. Because we're all arrogant bastards who smell like baboons. How did they get away with it? Meatloaf, his voice went in later years. I saw him live. It was quite sad, says Cheeseburger. Boaty's favourite Christmas song, "Walking in the Air"? No, it really isn't. Oh dear, somebody else saying the Meatloaf was terrible. Christmas duet. Oh, Jesus Christ. Fucking hell, Cheeseburger, you need help. Rolf Harris and Rick Parfitt, "Christmas in the Sun." They don't play it anymore for the same reason. Same as Gary Glitter. Oh, God. Cheeseburger says, Barry, Spitting Image must have done Christmas song, but I can't remember it. Oh, hello, Carlos Fandango. Okay. I'm pretty sure I get your sense of humour, Cheeseburger. The other thing I'll add is I really do give one fuck what people think of me, you or Boaty. Now he's drunk, so I'm not sure if that actually should mean that he does give one fuck or that he doesn't. We'll leave that one up in the air. Hope you've had a good night, Carlos. Oh, and Mustard says, in that case, I shall drive Minge back home tomorrow. Okay. Good, Good, There's petrol in her. Don't use it all. But yeah, have a drive in Minge bag. It'll do you good. Make a video on it. I'd like to see Mingy on a video. And obviously, she is taxed. Bloody hell, Boaty, says Barry Scrotter. You remember some stuff. For Whom the Bell Tolls is Metallica, wasn't it? Says Neil. Not the one I'm thinking of. Oh, says Ben. So from tomorrow, hashtag mustard minge will be a thing. Cheeseburger, I can't. I daren't. I mean, you're right. That's the one. I've never met her. Yeah. And I can't use that as a video tag. You dare me all you want. I can't. I daren't. I'd be kicked off YouTube for God's sake. It was a brilliant song, though, wasn't it? I've met a flying pig in a quite convincing wig, but I've never met her. No, he's never met a nice man. And that's not bloody surprising, man, because we're a bunch of. Oh, dear, dear, dear. An unknown user says, has anyone heard of the Scissor Sisters? Yeah, I've heard of them. Mark Passad is right in our midst, and said, evening, boat here, and all here. So, favourite Christmas present you have received to date? Oh, good question. Favourite Christmas present? God, I haven't had many. Um, oh Lord. Um, oh, okay. I did say I was going to show you this one day. Maybe today should be the day. Bear with me. Forget that. It's not what I thought it was. Oh, you don't give one fuck. Okay, thanks for clearing that. Thanks for clearing that up. Okay. Now, Cheeseburger and Carlos are now embarking on a love affair. My favourite was a scale extra set with the JPS, the John Player Special Lotus and the Ferrari. Best Christmas ever. Boaty's old. It's his job to remember meaningless shit. God, it's time to go already. Dear me. And I am tired today, so I'm not going to wang on for another half an hour. My favourite Christmas song, I said I'd clear that up before I went. Easy, by a country mile, 2,000 miles by the Pretenders, with the fabulous Chrissy Hind. And very specifically, the live version from the album and video stroke DVD, Isle of You. Isle of You, or I Love You. See how that works? Fantastic live version with live strings and everything, and it's just the most beautiful song ever. And she's got a wonderful voice, and I'd very much have liked to have had a go on her at some point, even though apparently she is some sort of raving vegan or vegetarian or something of that nature, some sort of flavour like that. And the only Christmas song I ever sang on stage, dead easy, obvious, Fairy Tale of New York. The Pogues and Kirsty McCall did it as a duet with Mel when we were doing the cabaret stuff. My best and favourite Christmas gift was and is, I can't actually talk about it. It's illegal in 43 states, but not in New Mexico, says Stephen S. Paul. Mustard says, and yeah, do say your good night, darlings. I'm going in a minute. Mustard says, wasn't Minge Bag the first car we bought in our new venture? No. No, it wasn't. I'm trying to think what the first car was. Now, in the first iteration of Mustard and Boaty Do Cars, which really more accurately should have been called Mustard and Boaty Don't Do Cars, we managed to do one car. And we didn't even do that completely because by the time that all fell apart, we'd bought it, but we hadn't bloody sold it. And that was Gladys, of course, the Rover, whatever it was, 416. In the new iteration of Mustard and Boaty Do Cars, the triumvirate with the unknown banker, it certainly wasn't Mingebag because we did Fanny. We did Fanny before Mingebag, but I'm trying to remember if Fanny was the first. Um, Gosh, I can't remember what the first was. Definitely not Mingebag. Fanny was before Mingebag. Fanny was the first, definitely the first MGF, but was it the first Mustard and Boaty car? Come on, you guys. Can any of you remember? Help me out. Help me out here. Oh, bless you. Thank you, Neil. That's really kind. What was the first car? God, I mean, there've been a few now. I genuinely, I mean, it was easy in the first iteration. We did one car in like 6 months or whatever it was. And as I say, we didn't fully do it. Um, in the new iteration, we've been quite busy, haven't we? I mean, there's been quite a few, but which one was the first? Either the first to buy or the first to sell. And I can't remember either. Mustard, do you remember? What about Eric? Says Bad Books. Eric wasn't. Was Eric a Mustard and Boaty car? No, it wasn't, was it? Eric was just. Eric was a mustard car. I can't remember where he came from or how he came, but I'm sure. I can't remember. Was that a Mustard and Boaty car? I don't remember buying him. I don't remember where he came from. I don't remember anything. I don't remember who I am or where I live. Or Derek. I don't think it was Derek. I'm sure Fanny came before Derek. Oh, hang on. Oh no, it wasn't Auntie Sophie, was it? That was in the previous iteration. You know why you got so drunk yesterday, says Carlos? Speed. You were gulping. You're welcome. Thank you. I'm not complaining. I enjoy being drunk, as long as I'm not too drunk. It was that really nice wine. Poor Eric. Yes, poor Eric indeed. Yeah, came to a sad end, didn't he? What was the first? I can't remember a car before Fanny, but I've got a feeling there was. Surely we wouldn't have gone straight in with Fanny because she was quite expensive. Or was she the first one? Maybe she was. Must have been Fanny, says Bad Books. Oh, Mustard says Derek. No, was it? Was it Derek? No, surely not. God, I can't think. The Codfather, says Neil. Boaty, how many hands are hot? No, it wasn't the Codfather. I'm sure it wasn't the Codfather. I'll have to go through old videos. No, not a clue. Boaty goes straight in with Fanny. Oh my days, says Cheeseburger. Right, I need to bugger off. What else have I got to tell you? So yeah, Sheeson's got a buggered tire. Today I went to work bizarrely. I went in Miss Boo, went in the Freelander and really enjoyed it. What a fabulous thing that is. I love that Freelander and I really want to get a Range Rover. That is my that is my aim for the for the next step of my tumble towards senility and death. I'm sure Derek was the first car you both bought. Oh, maybe it was. Maybe it was. My God, that was a slightly inauspicious start, wasn't it? A shed. But a good shed, a shed in a good way. Eric was mine and Derek was the first we sold. Derek can't have been the first that we sold because I used him for months. He might have been the first we bought, but he can't have been the first we sold. So I hung on to him for ages. Surely Fanny sold before. Good night, all, and good night, Boaty, says Soph. Good night to you, my lovely. Derek was a great car, says Joe. Well, I mean, he was willing, bless him. Oh, Cheeseburger's Fox has rocked up. Oh, I really am ready for bed tonight. Get some Chinese chicken curry on the go. Bit of fried rice, you know. Oh, yeah. And I'm going to watch when Keith on YouTube. Is there anything else I need to clear up? I don't think there is. I think you're up to speed. I've got loads of buggering about to do tomorrow. Saturday morning, I've got to be up at a ridiculous time. Stigbert's tyres are being done. I'm quite excited about that. And something is being delivered on Saturday morning. And I'm very excited about that. And I give you fair warning, the thing that's being delivered on Saturday morning, I'm going to go mad with. Next week, expect an avalanche of merch. And don't worry, it will be ironic, it'll be inappropriate, and most of all, it'll be overpriced. In the best traditions of YouTube merch. What am I going to do now? Carla says. Paul, go live. Oh, Derek was the first that we bought and sold. Oh, okay. Yes, Joe. Thanks to Carlos. I think I and everybody else assumed that that Carlos was joking when he said, "Oh, bloody hell! Look, I'll just order it in my name, and you give me the money monthly." Turns out he was serious. He ordered it, and it's being delivered to me on Saturday morning. And bless him. Thank you, Carlos. And I'm going to go mad with it. I've been browsing mice, I suppose. And I'm just going to go. I'm so excited about it. And it means that I can finally do the merch thing. And I'm excited about that as well. I can be full Hubner. I can be a proper YouTuber. And remember, Mustard and Boaty, Pottering Pedestrians since 2022 is available in the merch. He is indeed. So yeah, that's all happening on Saturday. I don't need to talk about that. That's just a meaningless aside, but I will try and do that tomorrow. Sunday, I'm planning to. Oh God, there's work stuff going on as well that I haven't told you about. Never mind. We've got all the live streams next week to talk about all of that thing. And then Monday will be back to normal, full on yard day. And then the week after, that's going to be amazing. The week after is the road trip, the MGZTs on tour in North Wales. Me and Neil meeting on the Horseshoe Pass in his ZT160 in the correct colour, and me in Stigbert, and then a drunken night at the Travelodge right on the seafront in Rill, December the 4th. Anybody else is welcome to join us. And that, oh God, that's going to be absolutely hilarious. Dear, oh dear, oh dear. I'm so looking forward to that. Have you booked the room, Neil? Buy our shit. Exactly. It'll be good to edit on as well, says Joe, uh, as MacBooks get iMovie too. Yeah, I might well have a go at that. Are you planning to do Cindy over the weekend? Asked Cheeseburger. There are no particular plans in that direction. The stars aligned on that particular day. As it turned out, I was footloose and fancy free, so I wasn't going to the yard. And she is Manchester based near Stockport. But as it happened, she was on a works thing in Sheffield, and so she was in a works all expenses paid hotel type scenario, and she had a window in between daytime work stuff and an evening work thing, and they were like, "Oh, I completely understand, John. Another time, mate." And there was like a 4-hour window and a nice hotel room. I mean, well, you know. iMovie is great, says Adam. Although DaVinci Resolve may also be worth a look, as it's also the best price for free. I don't really need a free one. Oh, yeah, not yet, says Neil. I was waiting for you to let me know. Well, 4th of December, Real Travelodge. Let's both book it. Red pants are in the laundry. Where are you going again? That Premier Inn near the beach? No, the Travelodge. The Travelodge, which is the bollocks cheeseburger. Well, actually, you flatter me. Oh, hang on. I thought you said 3 hours and 30 minutes. You said 3 hours and 50 minutes. Oh, well, fair comment. Now, the Premier Inn is the Premier Inn in Real is on the front, but it's on the road. So imagine that you've got sea, promenade, road, and then the Premier Inn would be here. So it's on the front, it's on the road, but the Travelodge is actually on the promenade. It's almost in the sea. And I might be able to get a free breakfast. And I liked it. And I liked the guy on the desk. He was really nice. So I'm going to put my executive decision making socks on and say we'll go there. I thought you were sod enough. Premier Inn means Lenny Henry joins you. You do get a better breakfast at the Premier Inn, I think. I think you have the option of fried eggs at a Premier Inn, whereas at the Travelodge you only get scrambled. Interesting. But no, I like the Travelodge. It's you've got parking, it's got a car park, and it's literally right on the seafront. Okay, I really am going to bugger off now. I can't remember what the title is for this live stream. So yeah, thank you for joining me tonight and throughout the week. Thank you for watching the videos and all of that stuff. Thank you in advance for buying the dreadful merchandise that I'm going to be chucking at you over the weeks and months to come. So have a lovely weekend, and I'll see you on Monday night, unless I get withdrawal symptoms and end up doing a lunchtime live or a night live. You know, anything could happen. Anything could happen. Thank you to Joe for this wine. Oh, Premier Inn is a better breakfast, but it costs more. Okay. Thanks, Boaty. Great week. Thoughts with John. Yeah, all thoughts with you, John. So, yeah, that's it. That is it. Have yourselves a safe and peaceful night. Take great care of yourselves. Have the best weekend that you possibly can. John, keep your chin up. You know where we all are. There's the Facebook group, or ping us, or I might set a chat up in the Facebook group. I might set a John chat up so that he can chat with all of us rather than just, yeah, that might be. Oh, but then cheesy, you don't do Facebook, do you? Which means I guess that you don't do Messenger either. Bugger. Anyway, never mind. There we are. Right, I've got a Chinese chicken curry to make, haven't I? So I'll probably see you before Monday. But if I don't, I'll see you on Monday and in the daily diaries. Have a fabulous weekend. Much love to you all, and see you soon. Bye bye. Do you know what? Saying goodbye to you lot is like being a teenager and you've got a girlfriend and you talk on the phone every night and your parents worry about the bill and you do the older, no, you hang up first. No, you hang up first. I never want to say goodbye to you. Ah, sleep tight.